Hi everyone, welcome to the video. And in this video, I'm going to be basically going through Amazon listings again and just saying what I think about them. Because I've had a lot of people say that they enjoy watching these videos because it helps them out a lot. Um, and by no means, right, like it has taken me 5 years to get to this point whereby I can look at these listings and interpret them in these ways, right? Whereby I'm literally just translating data like this. Um, but yeah, like I said, that's 5 years in the making. For those of you who are currently doing Amazon, that feel like, let's say when you're looking at these listings, looking at these Keepa graphs, you feel like you're getting lost in it. Just trust me, with time, you'll get better. Right? Because I was in your position too at one point. So just starting off on this listing here, first things first, I can see this is enrolled in brand registry. So this listing has, okay, that just kicked me off. Thanks for that gift card there. But straight away, I can see there's some element of control on this listing, right? Whereby someone has obviously utilized brand registry and enrolled Taugu in brand registry. So this brand must have knowledge of their presence on Amazon. So even if you were to apply for a wholesale account, it's highly likely they're going to ask for whether or not you sell on Amazon. Let's have a look. There you go. Because they have an understanding of the Amazon marketplace, right? So something I would do is, if I were to try and go for an account with these guys, is I would make sure that they heavily vet their Amazon suppliers, because what I don't want is every single Amazon seller on the planet getting easy access to a brand like this, right? So that's something which we want to do and make sure. And this is a mistake that a lot of people make when doing brand direct, is they will just open up an account with every single brand direct account they can and stock it. However, that's pointless, because if that brand direct account is really easy to open, it's going to get saturated, basically. So what I do is here, get on the phone with these guys, get an understanding of their Amazon presence, right? And essentially, well, who controls the listings? Is it them themselves? If it is, are they looking to outsource the fulfillment of that? Because clearly they have, obviously, sellers on their listing. So they haven't decided to stick with one seller. As we can see here. So get an understanding of that. So what's their opinions on Amazon? They've got it in brand registry, so they have opinions on it. They're trying to control something. However, is it working as they'd like it to work? Have it, or is it underperforming? Okay, get an idea of that. Something as well you can see straight off the bat. Again, these trends which you should be picking up. Price point increasing, buy box lost. What does that mean to the sales rank? Sales rank increases because less people buy it. Price point comes back down. What does that do to the sales rank? Sales rank comes back down as well. Why is that? Because more people are buying it, right? And again, like a lot of people who sell Amazon now think that this bought in the past month was always there. No, that is not the case. Um, that's why the yellow line just appeared here. Because I remember the days when I was obviously doing Amazon and it wouldn't tell you how much was bought in the past month again. Then you had to really use data to figure out how much that stock is selling uh, per month or per day, right? So again, brand registry, we've got your A plus content here. So let's click into another listing. Let's have a look at this one here, Easy Tattoo. Let's click there. We see that's on a brand registry. We can see here a number of FBA sellers on. However, what in my head, what I'm thinking straight away is, okay, these guys are enrolled in brand registry. Why is that? Okay, is it because why is that? Because there's a number of sellers on there. So clearly they can't be enrolled in brand registry to control the number of sellers. However, maybe what I can see here is they've decided to enroll in brand registry to cut the number of sellers down, however, not for exclusivity. Can you see here? So that may be a reason, right? Or maybe they're in the process of trying to decide who they want to be exclusive. Because what I can see here is, well, obviously they're enrolled in brand registry, so they want some element of control. However, they haven't decided to stick with one exclusive seller. FBA seller, they've got quite a few on this listing. So what I would do is get on the phone, get an understanding again. What is their opinions on Amazon? Because you're clearly enrolled in brand registry. Because you're clearly enrolled in brand registry and clearly want some element of control. However, I'm not seeing that in terms of the actual sellers on your listing. Are you struggling with understanding how to implement the exclusivity? If so, we can help you with that. Things like that you can say when you get on the phone with these brands, right? Because You have data here to suggest that these guys want to control it, but they're not. Get on the phone, ask them, just find out. And then you might find yourself in a situation whereby you are tying down exclusivity. And these things, again, you can literally just see clicking through Amazon and looking for opportunities like that. They are everywhere. Let's click into this. Okay, so private label listing, they're fulfilling it themselves. I would ignore that. Let's have a further look, clicking through it again. Very, very nice stuff there. Let's click into here. So this listing has no buy box. Something I'm going to do here is let's look. Okay, so we're on brand registry. Let's look at the historical data here. So this listing currently has no buy box. However, it is enrolled in brand registry. Let's click into here. Okay, so really speaking, if I'm being very honest, what I would do in this case is treat your skin. Tattoo on my sheets. There you go. Uh, yeah, like this brand, you could contact and get an account open because we have see again, it's down to the velocities here. Like you can like this brand, you probably will be able to sell profitably. However, is the volume there enough for you? Obviously, 20 times a month at what's that? Let's just say 18 quid. No, that's not enough for you. But let's say this said here it was selling 100 times a month then at that price point. What we would do is obviously we can then contact these guys directly and get the stock imported from Germany. However, what I would do in this case is with a brand like this, right? You can literally show them, look, there's nothing much going for you currently on Amazon. However, they are enrolled in brand registry. So clearly they want some element of control. So I will get in touch with them, find out who's responsible for this. Okay, because first of all, that ain't even in English, right? So this is literally a brand exclusivity deal waiting to happen, whereby you can literally contact them and say, look, we can represent you on the Amazon Marketplace. We'll sort out all your A plus content because no one's buying this based off all this because it's not in English. Is it right? So this is something I would keep in mind. So you can contact them directly and say, look, we want to represent you exclusively on Amazon. Um, and we'll sort out this mess for you. Okay, so this is an exclusivity deal, which you want to, you can take. Because then again, we can look back here. What's that? 20 times a month on this listing. What's that? The medium listing, 20 times a month on the large listing at 18 quid. And then on this listing, has this ever moved? No, it hasn't. But yeah, so this could be a brand that you contact. If this brand had more velocity, definitely would contact this brand and get it imported in from Germany. Oh, that's interesting. Estonia, even though on their website it said Germany. So it might be a case of actually finding out who manufactures the stock and perhaps importing it from Estonia directly to get the cost of goods cheaper, because then you can bring the prices lower if you want to and try and get some more velocity. Okay, so this is a very, really interesting listing. Just like that, that's an opportunity there. Like we have, like there is data on Amazon which shows tattoo sheets perform well, right? So can you dig a bit deeper and actually reveal the true opportunities that lay there for a brand like this? That's down to you to do, but that is an opportunity there. Let's go through. Let's have a look at that. What's that sold by? APG Group. What I would do is I'd check if that's trademarked. Oh, it doesn't matter because it's literally the same. Yeah, okay, so I would stay away from a company like that. or a listing like this, sorry. Just going through these listings, see what I see. Oh, sorry, let you know what I see. This listing here. Let's see if, so again, we're not going to sell on that. No chance. That's all protected. Is there any? Private label. I think I want myself in a private label holder here now. Let's just find a listing with a certain number of sellers on Avon. Let's have a look at. So these guys are just defo, just selling Avon. Stay away from a listing like that. Okay. So can we import this directly from Canada? This is something we can look into. Can we have a look at this? By the way, I'm not looking through this stuff to source. I'm just looking so I can obviously talk about these listings. So what I can see straight off the bat, the trend I can see here is I wouldn't even source a listing like this. Why is that? You can literally see this stock is easily accessible because people, you can literally, obviously I can tell this from experience, but it's so easily accessible because it's dropped to, or it's increased to 300 times 30 offers, sorry. And then the price point goes down. And obviously price point goes down, offer count goes down because people start selling out. And then obviously offer count goes really low, price point goes back up because there's less offers. And now you're just going to keep seeing the same trend again and again and again and again and again. And this listing will never, ever, ever be sustainable. Your best bet is every time the product price increases when there's less sellers on the listing, you catch this tiny wave down. That's your only best bet. But then again, that's not what wholesale's about. You might have someone who looks at this listing like this and be like, oh my God, this is such a great stable listing. Look how stable this pricing is. No, let's actually look at what this listing does. It's going to keep going up and down, up and down, and you're going to end up in this never-ending cycle. And this, again, is one of these listings which every single wholesale seller that doesn't know what they're doing will jump on. But I can promise you, a listing like this will just see you'll never get the consistency you want, basically. Where product prices are everywhere, sales ranks everywhere, offer counts everywhere, however you think it's a good listing. And you can tell a listing like this is really easily accessible as well by the behavior on these listings, whereby it's like that sourcing this stock is not an issue here because we can see that because we see here, because when the price point goes high, people are, oh, it's priced really high, I can make a decent margin on, let's source it. And then the offer count increases. So sourcing this stock clearly isn't an issue and it's clearly very, very low barrier to entry. So this or listings like this, we want to stay away from. Hope this video is useful. Stay away from listings like this in summary, because so many wholesale sellers will jump on a listing like this thinking, oh my God, look how stable it is. No, it's going to tank. It's going to have no longevity. Whatever relationships you develop with said supplier, said brand will not last, right? You cannot go into go and say to a brand or a supplier, look, can I purchase X amount of units a month on a listing like this? Because it's not going to happen, right? And it's a huge mistake a lot of people make. And then obviously this stock ain't replenishable, and they basically end up doing online arbitrage without realizing. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. Um, any video suggestions, drop in the comments, and I'll catch you all. Oh, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.